with Tide. That's going to be pretty cool for them to actually be able to disrupt the wombo combo that IG has set up with the Darkseer that always comes out. You don't have to worry about it.
Still feels like they really do need that final SCCC big right clicker. So in terms of damage, I mean, sure, there's a lot of damage over the time from the Veno, but you know, once you get like a Greaves on the Darkseer, you've also now got the heal from the Necrophos. It's a lot of ways that you can outlive that sort of team fight, and that the sudden Newbee have. They don't really have that jump and splat, you know what I mean? And I expect that we will see that come from this final pick from SCCC.
Necro, as we saw in particularly Dream League, the Necro versus Tidehunter kind of thing, you can just Reaper Scythe and everybody uses all their nukes and you just instantly blow up the Tidehunter. And he actually can struggle to have Ravages come off. KP, though, is one of the very farm-oriented kind of Tidehunters. He usually will be able to have like a mech or a hood or something. So they ban out the Ember, one of OP's absolute favorite heroes. The other big ones that stand out for me that he likes to play as well, like the Templar Assassin, the Tinker is one of his favorites.
Yeah, I think we might see the. I wonder if we see the TA from Newbee. I think that SCCC might want to get that. You know, one of the heroes that we did see picked all the time was Slardar.
Versus a Darkseer, so the Iron Shell can be pretty horrible, and Ghost Shroud.
Darkseer. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, true. I mean, I'd love to see the SCCC co-op.
I think Queen of Pain or Invoker.
I'd love to see that.
Queen of Pain or Invoker look okay for Newbee.
The thing is that Queen of Pain, I mean, I guess a lot of heroes do, but it can struggle a bit in the lane, kind of against the Visage.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah. If that's right. So it could be a mid Visage.
If it's the mid Visage, I mean, to be fair, a lot of heroes struggle against a mid Visage. That's the problem there.
But you farm.
Yeah.
But kill threatening is completely different.
I mean, Razor, of course. Yeah, understandable ban out there from IG. One of the, I mean, I think that pretty much confirms it's going to be a mid Visage. You know, that is one of the heroes that can do pretty well against the Visage. You know, gets some points to the passive. Certainly when he tries to use the Grave Chill to get away or chase you down, because they're slow in return, it doesn't work. It's useless against Razor.
It's support, yeah. It's going to be the DK to round up that push lineup. They have the sustain coming out from Necro. They have Darkseer. This is like Darkseer Dragon Knight used to be a thing we used to see all the time. And SCCC Ursa, as soon as they see the Dragon Knight, they're going to have that really good matchup. That's an amazing matchup for Ursa.
He was instant on that pick.
Yeah.
I
think they knew that DK was coming.
Okay.
It looks like they definitely knew that one was coming with the speed of their pick.
Of course, the Burning Necrophos. That's what we're going to be getting in the safe lane for IG.
All right.
Go, kidding themselves out. I mean, overall, coming into this one, I mean, they were very confident with that counter pick in the mid lane. Do you like Newbee's lineup in response, or like who are you thinking is coming out on top of this?
It's pretty tough actually, because they both have their advantages. It's the lanes look a bit more advantageous for Newbee, I would say, especially because that mid matchup is horrifying, and bottom shouldn't be too simple at all either. So I would probably give Newbee a little bit more favor, but IG can hit their stride really hard. They hit their 6, they get their mech, they can actually just siege towers super hard.
I mean, I think as long as they can get level 6 in good time on Q. Yeah. Like, you just cannot underestimate how much this Visage can do. Even just controlling SCCC during the ultimate, just having those familiar stuns, it's going to be incredibly annoying. But I guess at the same time, Ursa is kind of good at killing the familiars. You would just get the Fury swipes, and as soon as they come back up, having that quick attack speed, you have got a chance to kill them. So you
can get chain stunned really hard though. At the same
time. True, that's the thing. The kite potential of Q is going to be the bigger nuisance.
The supports on the side of IG require quite a lot. Like Nyx and Visage both are quite. They're okay in laning phase, but they need their levels. They want their level 6s. They need the Vendetta familiars to really be significant heroes, because Soul Assumption is very expensive if he wants to go for that, for those type of kills. Same thing with the Nyx Assassin spells. KP, go down bottom.
Go, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ourselves into second series of the day here on this stream too. Newbee versus IG. Just a quick apology if you do not see the last hits in the net worth up on the top side. They're trying some things out with production. It should be fine, but if you do not see the net worth come up when I mention it, do let me know, because we'll let them know in return, and hopefully they can get it fixed as the day goes on. But hopefully at the moment you're seeing the last hits open. I've opened them. Hopefully they've opened them. So fingers crossed, everything should be sweet, and we'll get the tasty net worth up for you around the 10-minute mark. It's relevant, but. Go, ladies and gentlemen. In terms of overall lanes, you said what, KP heading down to the bottom. Are we seeing anything else surprising? Doesn't look like it. Right, XXS is up on the off lane. OP. Cute. Visage, Boka, Assassin, of course, leaving Burning in the safe lane. and the rest of Newbee. SCCC in the middle lane. Newbee, actually with this tri-lane already coming across.
They're invading.
Mookie and Faith. Yeah, they want to try and do something here. I mean,
It's scary.
If they connect to Gale, it's going to be a kill.
Yeah, that's a very scary try. Newbee, I would say, probably has a little bit more advantage coming out of lanes.
Okay.
So the mid lane is going to be the big one to watch, and then just the mirror match of Kaka and Baboka will be the other things to definitely keep an eye on. And how much these offlaners are actually able to get. Is KP going to be able to get a good start in that offlane? It looks like he should be able to.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, but XXS, will he be able to stick around here? That's the thing. There's a lot of disable between Kaka and, of course, Faith as well. And at this point where he's the level 1, still yet to skill, but if he does pop it into that shell, he is going to be incredibly vulnerable to getting caught out by Gale. It could be a very slow start for XXS, and yeah, with the 3 heroes sitting around here, it looks to be exactly what Newbee want to do. They just want to, of course, make sure that that level 2 comes as slow as it can.
Yeah, this is really good for them.
Yeah.
Because Q starts mid lane to try to make sure that Dragon Knight gets a good matchup, because it's really hard matchup, DK versus Ursa. You can just be so susceptible to dying. He even starts with boots right away on Dragon Knight. See how pressured he is from laning versus that Ursa. So yeah, they start the dual lane mid, and that makes it so KP is going to be able to get a good chunk of experience down here bottom. But Baboka has Obra Venom, so at least helps him zone a bit.
And not doing too bad as well, the zoning as well. Even with the Kraken Shell, level 1. KP still taking a fair bit of a beating, being brought down to half health.
Yep, the Heartstopper aura plus the Orb of Venom, definitely obnoxious. But mid lane, SCCC definitely suffering versus that dual lane. Only 3 CS, he does have a lot under his tower right now, but Dragon Knight leading by 10. Or up to 10. Rotation now from Kaka, trying to put a little bit of pressure onto Q. Casual right clicks, Soul Assumption back, he's just going to keep hitting him.
That's a fair bit as well there.
Good chunk of damage.
On this top lane, did XXS, he's got the level 2 now, so feeling that a little bit safer in terms of being able to try and put some pressure on. Even with the Ice Shell though, still yet to get a single CS in this lane. Looks like Mugi's been doing a good job at controlling the creeps himself the farm, and indeed we can see 8 denies, so it's going pretty nicely indeed up here on this top lane for Newbee.
Oh, and Kaka's going to be able to get the rune as well. Oh, doesn't even have to use the crush for it either. Just able to snag that one really quickly.
They can do to try and keep XXS slowed down in this opening part of the game.
And they even put like an aggressive ward too to watch whenever he is going to be jungling. KP is doing great, level 3 already. I believe Iron Talon already being delivered with more regen. So now he can start the jungling.
Look at this though, mid lane. Baboka grabs himself the invis rune from bottom. This should be a surefire kill with 3 of them here. I don't think there's any way that SCCC can play his way out of it. There's the first stun. They are going to have follow-up. Haven't got the biggest amounts of damage, but okay, there we have, just in time. Q says he'll take the first blood, saving the soul assumption to the last moment. Claims himself the kill.
The dream, the 2-minute invis room is the absolute dream for as a support. It just always seems to work like that.
Especially if you're something with a hard stun like Nyx.
Yeah, and Boka gets a D ward as well up on the high ground there. A fresh ward taken out. And then this is what we talked about in the last game too. This is always the beauty about having like this Necrophos hero versus majority of offlaners is you can just leave him.
Yeah.
You can really just completely ditch him after he gets like a decent advantage at the start, because you're mostly playing versus like melee heroes or something along those lines, and they suffer heavily versus Heartstopper. Was the Death Pulse. Newbee making a rotation, trying to catch OP in the mid lane, but they're not smoked up, and it's hard angle to approach. So similar kind of things coming out from both teams. Veno, very self-reliant. Same thing with the Necrophos. So, yep, they're just going to have these... It's going to be like these 2 kind of supports running around between lanes trying to find opportunities from both sides. KP just jungles. XXS just jungles. We have some mirror matchup going on right now.
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Faith getting a hefty stack coming up here as well. It's the timing here again. It looks pretty good, and then does a massive stack up there for Newbee. Which I mean, no matter who will they let farm this? Will they eventually the Veno farm it? Or will they send like the Tide up to clean it?
Probably either. I mean, either of them can work. Yeah. They could have KP do it. Honestly, that would probably be pretty damn good for him, because he doesn't have ancient stacks on. But he's stacking his own hard camp as the Tidehunter.
Okay, yeah, he is, to be fair. So,
it would probably be the Veno to clear it. Yeah, he's already starting to chunk it down. They don't want the Darkseer to be able to contest that.
Yeah, so that is the risk. Yeah. If XXS just pops in and drops an Iron Shell. Make it a little trickier for Newbee to make sure they get everything out of it.
Kaka and Baboka are literally just like walking with each other the whole time so far this game. CS as well, almost even across the board. I'd say just Tidehunter is pulling a little bit ahead of the Darks here. Lane OP getting a little bit of pressure onto him with the Earth Shock from the Eartha. So it's all about the maximization right now. Who can maximize the best right now throughout this laning phase? Top, we have that big pull coming out from Newbee. Bottom, it starts to happen now from IG. 2 junglers as well continuing to jungle, and the 4 is just running around trying to put pressure on the offlaners or on the mid lane how they can. Kaka's just sapping experience and trying to steal neutrals from XXS while Baboka sits behind mid. So very, very similar playstyles coming up. Team style.
Yeah, it seemed a little more passive than what we saw in the first series today between the Liquid and IGV. I mean, what, 5.5 minutes in and only 1 successful takedown.
Yep.
Keeping to themselves otherwise. Cute. Around in the neighborhood with Bernie. See what sort of a build comes out. It's going to be the sort of the brown boots Midas that we saw from Matumbaman. And wait, was it Matumbaman? No, it wasn't, was it? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Matu.
It was Matu that we saw in the first game of today.
I foresee the Radiant's top tower falling shortly.
To soak up some XP as well. As yeah, Mugi clear up that camp, bottom lane, bit of a wraparound. Being looked for from Baboka as they have their eyes towards KP.
Very hard kill before Necro 6. Once they have the Necro 6, they can. Or maybe if DK tries to rotate, but that would be a very bizarre one. KP, almost level 6. Almost the Arcane Boots as well. And he's able to pull the creep wave off the tower, so he's getting a lot of experience here. This was the first catapult wave, so it's really important to which team can defend their tier 1 during this one. It looks like both teams are actually... it's like exactly the same. 400 HP on the Radiant Tower, 400 HP on the Newbee Tower. Literally identical movements coming up from these teams.
Question is, when are we going to see it all kick off? Well, I guess level 6 is the aim of the game for these supports, you know, Visage and Faith. Until they have the wards, the Milius before they go. I say that, no, Faith wants to go now. Kaka says, come on. Kaka, as we've seen, he's been moving around a lot, but not a huge amount that he can do on his own. Does need to have that follow-up.
It's the same exact look. They're both doing the same exact movement.
Yeah, Baboka coming in with success in the relative neighborhood.
Gets the rage off.
That's going to take him down fairly low after the rage falls off. But he's going to tango up, and it looks like he may just survive here. And indeed, in fact, it's going to be OP the one to be punished as the counter gank comes from Newbee. And Jens, SCCC, I can't believe he only just lived there. Tangoing up through that remainder of the tick damage from the Dragon Knight ultimate.
The mirror movements, but also Newbee not only get that kill, but they also take that top tower. So big win there for them for this. Gets himself some nice aggressive wards as well.
Certainly Fortune starting to slip back the way of Newbee. Yeah. A lot of farm as well on this Veno.
Yeah, and
a lot of that's that large camp, of course, but still it's pretty impressive. 62 CS before that 8-minute mark.
That's very high. And the great thing is, too, that with their lineup, the way that they built with the Ursa, the last pick, is fighting around that Roche pit for IG is actually impossible. Because now they're going to have everything set up. Veno ward set up with a Ravage potential. Once SCCC has his mask, Morbid Mask, there's like no way that IG can actually contest that. Even if they have everything online, it's too hard to run into Veno wards with the threat of a Ravage. And Shadow Shaman should be 6 too. So it's going to be way too much for them to deal with around the pit. Too much chaos.
Well, looking at KP as well, what kind of build do you expect from him? Will he just go for the mech, or could we see a Blink Rush? KP, he's one of the ones who does sometimes like to prioritize the Blink Tide.
Yeah, he's varied. He's definitely done the Blink Rush. I've seen him do the mech rush. I've seen him do like the hood even sometimes, but for the most part it is, yes, the Blink. So he actually just straight rushes it too.
Yeah. I indeed see that again this game. Still yet to queue anything up, which probably out of anything does lead towards just saving up for that Blink money. So, Kaka having a bit of pressure being put on him by XXS and Baboka as they shove the lane through. Actually going to see a potential attempt on Roche here. Like SCCC straight into the pit.
Yeah, does
he get away with this?
He should be able to. I mean,
you don't think they'll send anyone to check?
I don't think that they really expected. The Venomancer goes mid, starts setting up the wards. He just makes his way there. I don't think that they really can contest it either with their low amount of levels and their weak team fight in comparison to Newbee with this Ravage.
Maybe they could have checked, because they did scan. The Radiant actually scanned by the Ancients, you know, just sort of where the ward was, it was actually a little too late. Maybe if that hit a successful read, then they would have known that SCCC was smoking past it, but indeed the timing wasn't there, and SCCC gets away with it. Massive Massive play there for the Ursa.
Yep, the slow pace is definitely benefiting Newbee so far.
Yeah.
So I just was looking actually at a couple of KP's games as his Tidehunter. So the recent ones he did just go for actually pipe guarding Greaves, no blink.
Okay. Oh, that's
Didn't
why he's
even
doing
have
the
it.
same.
Yeah,
He's got
so
the
this one he's
queued
got
up.
the hood already
Yeah.
queued up. I mean, he's playing versus a super magic oriented lineup. They actually have very little physical on the side of IG. Bottom, Q. Is level 6 on the Visage. He's got the Birdstones. They actually commit the Ravage for him, and that's an easy kill.
I mean, it's a scary hero, you know.
Yeah.
You throw everything at that Visage, support or not. Get that hero out of my game.
Look at this, and now even the Venomancer is going to have a hood too. So they're all going to just build massive amounts of magic negation because, like I just said, IG's lineup is pretty much all magic damage.
I mean, ooh, these familiars, they're coming in.
Oh,
And
the Gale though.
do they get away with this? Oh, no.
Bottom tower is fading
Slow too much.
They're so fast though. The speed on those familiars is crazy, being able to run people down. So secondary catapult wave, IG is actually able to at least capitalize on that a bit and get the tower down to almost dead. So it's gonna be put in deny range after the next shot, and it is actually from the corrosive breath.
tower is under attack.
But that being said, Newbee also able to get bottom tower cleaned up with the first use of the Shadow Shaman ward. So just objective gaming coming out from Newbee, and it's definitely playing into their advantage. 2-1, 2k gold lead, and now continuing that siege onto mid lane. Everyone's healthy. They've got the hood on the Veno, and Kaka's about halfway toward that blink on the Slardar.
Yeah. Getting these towers is and the Roshan, of course, only going to help the team as a whole get those overall blinks, not only just on Kaka, but also SCCC, who, well, with this tower, should be very close to having his own done, especially if we can get the last hit on it. Indeed he will. So yeah, just 250 or so gold to go, and that is going to be blink done on the Ursa.
Dyer's top tower
Certainly
is under attack.
scary for IG then in that matter of sense. I've nearly got the rod on burning, just a recipe short.
And OP almost has the Shadow Blade at least finished off too, so they can at least try to do some aggression. It's just about being able to deal with that Newbee 5-man, especially because they have that Aegis so early. And Newbee doesn't really. I would probably think that they don't feel too like pressured to do stuff now. They're probably like, okay, we can just farm Kaka's Blink Dagger. But that being said, top Baboka set up with burning.
And this should
Easy
be
kill.
an easy Reaper side kill. Indeed it is. That's going to be the Slardar down for 35. And a painful one as well for Newbee, being that he was so high on that money in his pocket as he was trying to make that jump towards the Blink Dagger. That will certainly set that back.
Economy game though. Tidehunter with Ancient stacks, Venomancer farming as well. Same thing with Shadow Shaman. They do have the blinks, but the big one is definitely the Slardar blink for them to get those big invading plays if Tidehunter is going to be going for this type of build. And they have good vision, at least they can see like Burning's farming. They know the Darkseer is trying to still catch up because he did not have a good laning phase nor start. 0-0-0, but he was heavily pressured and he was being chased around by a Slardar and getting his creep stolen. So almost mech finished up at least for XXS, but it is going to be coming out at quite a delayed amount of time. Especially because they have all 3 tier 1s cleaned up too. It's actually pretty surprising.
And we'll see if Newbee want to go for something as well with this. You know, I see with the Blink Dagger, Faith does have a smoke in his pocket. They try and go for a bit of action. They've got Kaka as well.
They're gonna. Okay. So they're probably expecting like Mugi to get ganked because IG was playing around that top side. So they're gonna like sit behind him and hope that that does happen again. IG is playing in the sides here. They don't see any information on the map though. They have one ward placed behind where the Veno is, but the other lanes nobody's showing. Now they see KP bottom. Maybe now they try to see and get maybe more information, but Boca starts to scout out with this Vendetta, and he should get a lot of info from this.
Comes in with the Shadow Blade as well, spelling the smoke.
Oh, he's actually able to snipe the courier with that Vendetta.
All right, add the Ogre Club on, so
Nice. So that was a pretty fortunate Sentry Ward actually coming out from Newbee, though. They placed it as they were pushing that top lane, and that's how they caught that they know that OP actually has the Shadow Blade, so OP just want to do some scouting and stuff, and gets noticed right away. And Newbee continuing to pressure now. Tier 2 siege. Everything is online for them. It's literally just them dictating the pace of the game while IG's just like, we need to just kind of farm fighting 5v5 into their lineup is way too hard after that advantage they have. Baboka. Kaka actually places the Tinker Ward and he sees Baboka. Can he get in range? He can't.
Well, it looked like he was letting him go there. But he's just playing around with this Nyx Assassin. Should get the kill. I mean, Baboka still has a stun, but with SCCC in the neighborhood, I mean, it's unlikely he gets away. It just will run out. He's got a blink on the Ursa, and indeed, he comes in for the finisher. SCCC grabs the kill.
Good distribution of resources by Newbee, too.
Straight away, though, the ping was there. You know, he knows the ward's there.
So they had at least like the Veno bottom. Tide was also like kind of jungling while the Ursa and the Slaughter go for that kill. So yeah, they're just definitely having some crisper movements coming out from Newbee overall. Being said though, IG seem to be all they seem to be content with this farm. They've got the Atos finished up, almost a secondary Atos on Q, and now the mech is online. So those are the big item they have is the mech now for the Dragonite. Are they going to be able to make anything happen of it, or do any like big sieges? I think it's still going to be very difficult versus the side of Newbee.
As we're seeing, Newbee, if they catch anyone with a corrosive and a Ursa jumping in, very hard for IG to save them, and IG themselves, they are going to look to try and force something with this smoke.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
The Dire are scanning. They added that.
Is that new?
I definitely have never heard that before. I just heard the Dire are scanning, so that had to have been a new little voice thing.
Dire are scanning.
I don't think I'm imagining that one, so that was cool. Okay, I didn't know that it actually says anything for that. So Dire scan off the mark, but they're all posted up now on this high ground. 4 heroes. Still no Slaughter Blink Dagger, but IG looking to invade.
Pretty good jump from IG coming around like this.
Kaka's...
They are prepared. Look, as Triple C's hiding in the tree, they know that Mugi's going to be jumped on by the looks of it. And yeah, IG actually deciding against going for that fight around that position, which...
That's a hard place to fight versus Veno wards.
Pretty deep.
Tidehunter can just TP on the shrine and it can be an absolute disaster.
And so again, as you've been saying it, Newbee just being that slightly more efficient with their movements and with their farm.
Yeah. KP has a big chunk of gold. He can buy the full mech if he wants to. He can just buy a straight blink if he wants to also. See which one he wants to. He has the mech in his quick buy, but he hasn't purchased it just yet. He's making the decision.
I mean, do you think he's thinking of buying a full-out Blink Dagger? Or is it just the surprise, just being able to just buy the mech as a whole and turning it to a fight? And
I don't know. He's got the gold for it. He's
kind
of just chilling still. He's just like, maybe I can just get an even bigger item or something.
Radiance, let's go. See what KP does want to do. It almost said, I'm sure he will just pick up the mech.
I mean, the hood.
We sometimes see players do this where they just stockpile the gold. And
the pipe and the Guardian Greaves are just they're just super good this game for him and his first team.
well, again, I think this is IG indeed. Yeah, looking for another smoke. That didn't really work out too great last time. They want to try and go for it. They want to keep control of this Roshan. But, Roshan is going to be up soon. We're going to see the respawn time very shortly.
They're just, I mean, they're feeling very pressured. They're like, we're a full magic damage lineup. It's 17 minutes in. We're not really able to do an aggression. And once Newbee does get actual BKBs, like especially on this Ursa, they have like no way to really kill him unless the Reaper sight comes out first. So KP buys up the full pipe and buys a buckler. So that's what he was deciding.
Here we go. They're going in with a vacuum. It's only going to catch KP. There's going to be the jump back in return. Kaka gets caught up by the two-man stun from Baboka. Wards are dropped. But they're fighting around the shrine. The shrine heal more than enough to offset the damage from the Reapers. The Gale connects onto Burning. Burning pops the shroud, trying to get himself out. But Kaka back in again with the blink. Hits the crush onto 2. Burning's down. The Visage Birds falling low. Face got the shackles controlling up XXS on the back of it. Another crush finishes off a second as it's SCCC picking up the double kill. And I mean, we kind of felt that was going to happen, but why? That was not the place to fight. They knew last time when they came around and they backed off, but they were just seemed too desperate and set on trying to make something happen, and it did not pay off at all there for IG as they lose 3. I mean, they've got the corrosive haze on Baboka. He's got to run. Maybe even losing more. He will get the spike carapace off in time, and looks like that will be enough to save him, but
still
not great. Not great from IG.
I mean, you think you hit the nail on the head there. Like you said, desperation is really what it's coming down to. They just feel like they have they wanted to have like the early lead. They wanted to be the ones sieging towers and pushing, but they just can't because of the way the lanes went. It's almost 8,000, more than 8,000 gold lead now.
Oh boy.
For Newbee, and it's only 2-6. So it's not like it's this massive kill advantage. It's this objective kind of scenario that's happening that's letting them just build further and further ahead through their farm. And I mean, fighting into this Tidehunter just seems impossible. Now mech is about to be finished too with the pipe. All of IG's damage is just completely negated. And there's so much CC as well on the side of Newbee. We saw the two-man crush into a Ravage, into another two-man crush. It's just very difficult for them to play into this. And now, Ursa with BKB.
This really feels like a game where Newbee have to do something pretty throwy for this one to fall back around. So, yeah, as you've been saying, it's just everything that IG wants to try and do. Newbee just have an answer for it now. Roshan back up, S-Triple-C into the pit, feeling confident, knows that he can commit and have very little worry about IG being able to do anything about taking it.
Yeah.
And they're going to get it for free.
He's got the dream as well. Like, he's already got the BKB, he's got the mess, he's getting the free Roshes back to back at like the 10-minute mark, and now successively at the 19, building toward that defusal as well. Literally just the dream items that he's going for versus the Necrophos and versus the Darkseer to remove the Ghost Shroud and the Surge.
I've got a bit of an ancient stack here for OP. Item-wise, after the Shadow Blade, still looking for the BKB himself.
Having to commit the Dragon form just when he wants to just be able to farm Ancients. They're not hitting towers, might as well. KP finds OP. They're starting to chase him out. Shadow Blade's on cooldown. They get the Corrosive Haze too.
Here. He's gonna. Oh, but with the TP out, that might be enough. No, they'll put the Ravage for that one. Make sure they get the DK kill, and yeah, he's down without buyback as well. 50 seconds.
I don't even think they need the Ravage for big team fights anymore.
Nah.
Just because of the pipe in the mech and just how far ahead they're getting.
They can just run down lanes.
Yeah, but Kaka actually just finds Baboka farming neutrals casually.
I mean, I don't think Baboka's getting back to base.
I think Baboka's dead. There's a Shadow Shaman coming too. He's holding on to the stun.
There's no way that this Nyx gets out of there. And indeed, Faith says, I'll take the kill.
And they're pressuring mid too.
Yep.
Newbee's just playing way faster and way better overall. Just much faster and just understanding what they need to do in their game and what they need to run a game like this. Like, they were like, okay, we need to just like kind of farm it up for a bit, wait for Slaughter to blink, let them smoke into us. It's exactly what happened. They definitely have a very good feel on the pace and what they believe IG wants to do.
This is becoming very one-sided indeed. 11k gold lead, 21 minutes in.
It's getting grim.
IG with very little ways of turning this one around. I mean, even when the BKB's done on the Dragon Knight, it's just not going to be enough. In terms of a chain stun, as you say, maybe if they get Millias out on top of the Impale and then the Reapers, they can kill at least one, but dealing with the team as a whole, it's seeming pretty impossible with the way that Newbee's built themselves up at this stage.
Yeah, it's crazy how much it really is, because look, which one do you want to deal with? It's like, who do you really burst down? Because the cores are an issue. All three of those cores are big issues. Mugi hasn't even spent any of his gold. He's sitting on 4,000. Has the full Hurricane Pike in his quick buy, but OP scouted out by the wards. They get another deep one down.
It's going to be the Dragon Knight gone again.
They're just all split up. IG's just... everyone's just kind of farming on their own, and they're in a position where they're probably all talking. They're like, well, we don't really know how to group up. We can't team fight Newbee. We can't push towers. We can't get to objectives. So we just need to farm. And I mean, when you farm and get split up like this, it's bound to lead into pickoffs. And now, yep, Newbee, they're away high ground. They still have got Ravage in about 20 seconds. And they've got the Shadow Shaman wards when the creeps come in.
Oh, they just jump straight in as well as they see Baboka. Poor old Baboka on the front lines, forced in aggressively, and that will give them the space to get a tower at least. With this wards down, very little reason for them to back off. Diffusal Blade complete on S-Triple-C as well now, and he just goes straight in. Burning with the Ghost Shroud.
He purges it just for good measure.
He doesn't, S-Triple-C just purges it, he backs off, takes the racks. The melee racks will fall in the middle lane. 15k gold lead. Obviously, we've not been able to watch the other games, but I wouldn't say this one should be far off of being the most one-sided game we've had so far here.
Yeah.
As this is quite the lead indeed. And a game as well, as we've been saying, where it looks like there's very little that IG can do to turn it around. Maybe some amazing vacuum wall play, but still, it's just... The draft is not kitted out to play a game at a 15k gold deficit 23 minutes in.
No, you want to be ahead. You want to be the one dictating the pace. You want to be the one having them run at you with 5 heroes and you're sieging a tower and doing that kind of death ball, but it's the opposite. Yeah, Newbee's doing the death ball. I mean, I don't want to keep saying it, but this is looking similar to TI4, man. Look, we've got this Venomance on one team. We've got this 5-man death ball kind of lineup where IG kind of struggles versus it, and I mean, it's looking successful. Very successful for Newbee. So, by the way, guys, I know there is a little bit of a bug going on right now, and it's not showing other heroes' items. It's only stuck on Ursa. We apologize for that. It's happened for a bit now, and we weren't able to really do anything about it. So we know that is happening.
That's pretty annoying. Yeah. But apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It should be. It's day one LAN, okay? We always have issues. I mean, it's TI, but even TI doesn't apparently escape that exception. You know? Day one LAN, ladies and gentlemen. But they'll be on it. Don't worry.
We can update you really quick.
We'll send them some angry messages. Don't worry, boys. We got your back.
Show them all the items really quick, Owen. Get that thing up.
Oh,
there.
what's the button for that one?
I think it's F5, I believe.
Is that not pause?
I hope not. Well, for me.
Oh, I pressed it. There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Now you guys can see all
No,
the
I don't
items
think they
really
can
quick.
see that either.
Oh, can they not?
I don't think they can see that either. Check on the stream. Watch the stream fog. You can get it up.
Okay,
It won't pick up on my mic. They can't see that either.
Oh no, they can't see it. You lost.
You can't see it. Sorry, Twitch chat. You have to level up your compendium to level 3000 if you wish to see multiple heroes. Unfortunately, you can only afford one of them at the moment.
Well, we do have IG now. They go for a big smoke wraparound.
go.
It's into Aegis and Cheese though.
And there's the jump in. OP comes forward, but he immediately gets ripped apart by SCCC. XXS is down as well as he's stuck in the wards. Now just forcing the rest of them back. SCCC jumps forward onto Burning. Ghost Shroud isn't going to protect him when the Diffusal Blade is there in the hands of the bear.
And it's just an...
And GG's cool. I mean, to be fair, you didn't need to see the other heroes, ladies and gentlemen. Who could they see the items of? Except they could just see the bear.
I think they only see Ursa still.
They only see SCCC.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. You only need to see SCCC. The game was rather one-sided. Well, I don't know if we can fix the hero problem. I mean, we'll
let them know.
In the first series, did we?
No,
so
we didn't have the first. It should be fine. We'll let them know, and we should be able to fix it for the next game. But this one was literally Newbee just doing everything right this game, reading all the movements.
Perfect for them.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. IG looking pretty disconnected, though. I'd like to see them improve for the next game.
Right, yeah. As we said, we'll try and get those problems fixed for you, Twitch chat, ladies and gentlemen. We do apologise. It's not a lot that myself and Fog can do, but we'll send it to the boys above us and hope they can